Hi guys and welcome to our channel. We've been playing the fantasy football game called Sorare seriously for the last 2 years. Today I'm going to explain what Sorare is and everything you need to know about it in depth. So let's get right into it. What is Sorare in short? If you love football, fantasy football and making money, then make sure to listen up. Sorare is a fantasy football game that digitizes football card collecting and trading. Users can buy, sell and trade digital player cards represented as NFTs, non-fungible tokens, tokenized on the Ethereum blockchain. You can choose yourself if you use the Ethereum or cash currency. In Sorare, each player card earns points based on professional football player statistics. The weekly objective is to outperform others in the competitions by accumulating the most points and earning cash and card rewards. With smart scouting and a bit of luck, anyone can win rewards, even with the free-to-play mode called Sorare Rivals. With the right decisions, you can even make money from it. Next season only, we'll already have $15 million in liquid cash prizes. If you want to give it a try, use our partner link in the description to get a $50 discount on your favorite players when you win 5 auctions on the market. What is Sorare in detail? So guys, if you are watching this video and you already know what Sorare is, then please let me know in the comments after watching the full video if we've missed anything to share with all these Sorare beginners, because we can all help each other and welcome each other within the Sorare community. If you want to know what the best tactics are per budget, those videos are still coming, so make sure to keep an eye out on our channel as well. If you want to get most out of your Sorare journey as a starter, watch the whole video for more in-depth information. I'll cover various topics and you can pause the video right now to see what I will be covering, or to grab a snack if you are in for the full ride. Let's start with the most important part of Sorare. The playing aspect. You create a gallery with players you like and think will perform well. Then you use these players to create a 5-man team consisting of a goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, forward and an extra option, either a defender, midfielder or forward again. Points are awarded based on player performance, calculated by a company named Opta. They categorize points into 3 sections: decisive score, an all-round score and a bonus score. Each position has unique scoring criteria, which we'll now cover in depth. Now let's dive deeper into how player scores are calculated, starting with the decisive score. The decisive score primarily reflects key moments in a match. When a player is in the starting 11, they get a decisive score of 0, which equals 35 points. There are positive decisives, like a goal, an assist, a penalty won, clearance of the line or last man tackle. These are for outfield players, but a goalkeeper could also get an assist, for example. Then you got them for the goalkeeper only, a clean sheet or penalty save. Then you got some negative decisives, a red card, an own goal, penalty conceded, error led to goal, and for a goalkeeper, concede 3 or more goals. So I will explain this with an example. If Lamine Yamal starts the game, that means he has a decisive score of 0, meaning 35 points. If he then gets a positive decisive, like scoring a goal, his decisive score goes up by 1 to 60 points. If he scores another goal, his decisive score goes up to a decisive score of 2, meaning 70 points. Let's take a look at this example as well. Grimaldo, if he starts, he gets a decisive score of 0, so that means 35 points. But when he scores a goal, a positive decisive, his decisive score goes up to 1, meaning 60 points. But then Grimaldo gets an error led to goal. That means that's a negative decisive, so his decisive score goes back to 0, meaning 35 points. If Grimaldo gets another error, his decisive score would be -1, meaning 15 points. And that's how the decisive score works. The mix of a decisive score and the all-round score works a little bit different. If a player has a decisive score of 1 or higher, that means a negative all-around score won't have any impact on that score. For example, if a player has a decisive score of 1 and a negative all-around score of -5, the score will still be 60 points minimum. It won't go beneath that decisive score. But if a player has a decisive score of 0 or lower, then it can go beneath that standard score. So, for example, if a player has a decisive score of -1, meaning 15 points, and a negative all-around score of -5, that means the end score is 10 points. And the all-around score is calculated different for each position, which we'll now get into. So now let's discuss the all-around score, which complements the decisive score by reflecting a player's overall involvement in a game. This score includes various smaller actions. A positive action means positive points, a negative action leads to negative points. If we look on the screen right now, you can see a whole overview of Sorare's all-around score per position. Every position has different key stats that will matter for their all-around score. For example, if we look at a goalkeeper stat, then the most important stats that will accumulate all-around score are the goalkeeping ones. Saves in the box, good high claims, punches and all stuff like that. A really negative one is of course a goal that's conceded or an error led to shot. Besides that, possession is also quite important for a goalkeeper. Then if we look at the defenders, they have different stats that are important for them. Mostly defensive actions like a double one, a one tackle or interceptions, for example. These three stats also are really useful for the double-double, triple-double and triple-triple. Because for example, a double-double means 2 double one, for example, and 2 interceptions. And it can be a mix of that. The same thing counts for triple-double and a triple-triple. And as you can see on the screen, those are the ones that give the most points out for a defender. Besides that, there's of course a clean sheet bonus as well for a defender, which is not a decisive score, but an all-around score for a defender. But it's still 10 points, so those scores actually matter for a defender. If we look at a midfielder, we're looking for a little more of an all-around player, of course. So we want to see good defensive actions, but also good possession actions, and also good attacking actions. So it's a mix of all three, pretty much. If we look at the forward position, they can mostly accumulate points of an all-around score in the forward attacking stats. For example, big chance created, attempted assist, won contest, which means dribbling past someone. But there are really big negative ones as well, like penalty kick missed or big chance missed, -5 for both. So those are the most important stats for a forward. But something interesting as well is the attempted assist, big chance created are of course also really important for a midfielder or a defender. But there's so many all-round scores, guys. Make sure to take a good look at this table because it will be important for your best tactics on Sorare. A thing to keep in mind is that a certain card can have different positions depending on where he used to play or plays now. For example, this Thibaut Sommers card has a midfielder card and a forward card, depending on which season the card is from. The scores are counted in the exact same game, but as you can see, the forward card has 85 points and the midfielder card only has 77.6 points. So the position on the card itself determines the way the points are scored. The position of the player on the pitch is irrelevant. Players marked as DMP will not earn any points, because that means did not play, because they were not in the starting 11 and also not on the bench. But when a player is on the bench and he gets subbed in, they still get a decisive score of 35 points, but of course have less minutes to play and get actions to have a higher score. It's important to monitor if a player will start before the deadline of submitting your team to optimize your team's performance. Sorare has certain leagues that are covered and licensed on Sorare. When a club is covered, the scoring and the statistic providers will be able to give the players their rightful score. When a club is not covered, the player's score from that club will not be counted on Sorare and will be 0. An important thing to know is there are different card types, called Scarcities. The free-to-play cards are called common and have a great color. Besides the free-to-play cards, you can buy cards using the cryptocurrency Ethereum or cash. The first level of tradable cards is called limited, and has a yellow color. Limiteds have a certain value for every football player. A maximum of 1000 limited cards get released per player per football season. This creates their value based on supply and demand. Next up, you have rare cards in the color red with a maximum of 100 cards getting released per player per football season, creating a higher price because there's less supply. After that, you have super rares in the color blue with a maximum of 10 cards released per season. And finally, you have unique cards which are black and purple colored with the only one card released per season. Now that we've covered all of that, it's time to cover bonus scores. There are 3 more ways to earn extra card bonuses. The first is pretty straightforward. Owning a card from the current season, which now is 2023-2024, grants a 5% bonus. However, once the new season cards 2024-2025 are released, this 5% bonus will no longer apply to your 2023-2024 cards. We call a card from an older season classic card. We call a card from the current and new season in-season card. To support the collecting aspect of the game, they have created a whole new page designed for viewing your collections by season, club or scarcity. Within this collection, there are certain milestones that grant you extra collection card bonuses for all players within the same collection, which is a maximum of 5%. Additionally, whenever you hit a certain milestone, you earn a nice badge from that club. This year, for the first time, Sorare is releasing early access cards in July. These will function exactly like a 2024-2025 card, but they will not have the new design yet. It's pretty much a package which you can open once the new official card design is out in September. This is beneficial because they will count as in-season cards and will have that extra 5% bonus. Another added advantage is the fact that you could get lucky and get a special edition card which will give you higher points in the collection section. The last method to gain an extra bonus is by increasing your card's XP level. Cards are initially released with an XP level of 0, which can be increased up to level 20. Each level provides an additional 0.5% bonus, but advancing through the levels becomes progressively harder. XP is earned by playing and training your cards, with better performance leading to faster XP accumulation. Therefore, if you have players without a game, it's beneficial to place them in one of your academy teams for training. The L5, L15 and L40 metrics represent a player's average performance over their last 5, 15 and 40 games. These averages help in evaluating a player's consistency and current form. Besides that, a certain amount of L15 score will be used as a requirement to play in certain competitions. When you play in the SO5 competitions, it's pretty simple. Your goal is to compete with everyone over the world in the same competition that you've chosen. You want to get a score good enough to get in a position on the leaderboards where you win a reward. So let's now get right into all the different competitions on Sorare. For example, I think everyone knows the Premier League. Well, you also have this competition on Sorare. Same for Bundesliga and La Liga. These competitions are league specific, so that means you can only use Premier League players in the Premier League competition, and you can also only win Premier League players in that competition. Same thing counts for Bundesliga and La Liga. Besides that, you have a competition called Under 23. In this competition, you will only be able to use players that are under 23 at that current moment. Which is so nice because of this you get to scout for players that are not discovered yet and are still very young, and you need to find the right ones. Besides that, you have champion, challenger and contender. Champion competitions mean that there's only from the top 5 leagues competitions, so Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A and Ligue 1. Besides that, you have Challenger, where there are different competitions which you will see on the screen right now. Then you have the lowest of clubs and competitions which are in contender, which you will see on the screen right now. So now let's take a deep dive into those competitions in Sorare Pro. Over here you have an overview of what you're playing right now, saying live. As you can see, I only have training teams at the moment because it's still summer stop. If we go to July 16-19, you can see a deadline of 2 days. Before this deadline, you need to submit your teams to be able to compete with others for awards in that week. Over here you can see the competitions that you could be playing. For example, if you click on Challenger and add a team, over here you can see which different Scarcities you could be playing. Besides that, you have in-season and classic season. I already explained this earlier. You have in-season cards and classic cards. Within the in-season competitions, you need at least 4 in-season cards. Besides that, you can have 1 classic card as well in this competition. So these are the newer cards. In here, you can mostly win cash rewards. In the classic season, you will be able to use any card you like. You could use in-season cards in here, but also classic cards if you wanted to. In the classic season, you have 3 lineups per scarcity, and in the in-season part, you have 3 lineups per scarcity. Besides that, you can also see the rewards over here. And you can see the division structure. In the rare competition, you have 4 divisions. You can see the safe zone, the promotion zone, and also the relegation zones. This way you can strategize which competition you want to play, because in the higher divisions, of course, there are higher rewards. Besides that, if you click on a team and you want to change that team and submit your lineup, you can see the requirements right over here. The requirements could be card requirements or competition requirements. Besides that, you can also see the amount of entries over here to see how many people you are actually competing with. And like I said, the prize pool is a real nice overview over here, plus the progression and leaderboard. In the end, this is not just a game for everyone. Many people play to try and make money from it. A significant way to achieve this is through those competitions, where you need a certain amount of points to come up in those leaderboards to win those cash or card rewards. So let's start with gaining in the classic competitions, where you can mostly win card rewards that you could of course sell. The rewards range from tier 5, which includes lower value players, to tier 1 and star, which offer the highest value players. This all depends on your position on the leaderboard. The value of rewards increases with each tier, all the way to the star rewards. This tier system helps you understand the worth of different rewards and assess the potential return on investment for the players you purchased for your lineup in this competition. From what we've seen the last Sorare season is that the champion are the most valuable players, and challenger players and contender players follow after that. The classic competition also rewards the top 3 players in Division 1 with liquid Ethereum or cash prizes. Besides that, the top 25% in classic competition will win reward boxes. These are additional to the standard card rewards. In these boxes you can either win level ups, which you can use to boost XP on your players, or you can win essence. With essence you can craft cards. The more essence you save, the better chances are that you get a higher tier card. The odds and amounts of reward boxes are depending on the divisions you've won them in. If we take a look at gaining in-season competitions, you can only win liquid Ethereum or cash rewards. What makes these competitions so powerful is the lack of people with in-season cards. Besides that, you get your rewards liquid, while in the classic competitions you still have to sell the players that you win. These liquid prizes can be huge, especially in the higher divisions. Again, a reminder that next season we have $15 million in liquid cash prizes. $15 million! Besides that, the top 50% in the in-season competitions will win different reward boxes. These are additional to the standard cash rewards. In these boxes you can either win market credits, which you can use to buy players on the market, or you can again win essence, which I already explained. Sorare will also be releasing weekly special competitions with different, strange, fun and new requirements. In these competitions you will again be competing for the likes of cash prizes, card rewards, reward boxes, and to make it even more interesting, signed mystery jerseys, football match tickets and way more. Besides the competition playing aspect, you can also gain money using the Transermarket. The Transermarket is pretty straightforward. You got auctions where you can see the players that Sorare releases themselves or mints the players. These minted cards appear on the new auction market starting at a minimum price. Players can bid on them like in a traditional auction. Besides that, Sorare also mints players or releases players on the instant buy market, where you can play for a buy now price. Pretty straightforward. When a player is listed by a different manager, you have the option to either buy it now or trade. If you choose to buy now, you need to have the full amount of Ethereum or cash that the manager has listed the player for. Alternatively, you can trade the player, which allows you to negotiate for a better price or use some of your own players in your gallery as a part of the trade instead of keeping them. Every card has a certain value, but you cannot always expect others to want your cards in a trade. To make trading easier, you can display your Discord and or Twitter username in your Sorare gallery bio, just like me. This way, people can contact you directly, leading to better negotiation experience and more transparency. If we look at deposits and withdrawals, you can easily do it by clicking on your wallet. As you can see a cash balance and an Ethereum balance. You can add funds. You can do this through your Ethereum wallet or a card or bank transfer, where you can use Ramp or MoonPay. Ramp works the best for me because I have a credit card. You can also add cash by using a fiat wallet, which is more common for most of you. So guys, that was pretty much the explanation in depth on how Sorare actually works. But I do got some extras. For example, first of all, Sala and I use Sorare data quite a bit. But Sorare is making it easier without that Sorare data extra provider. Sorare data is just a tool to see better statistics on players and to build your lineups in a better way, to see what your tactics are gonna be in the future. Besides that, I just want to say that the Sorare community is absolutely insane. Everyone helps each other out, contact each other when they need any help. It's just one big party in the Sorare community. So I can definitely recommend for you to join yourself into that community. Besides that, the club involvement with Sorare, their partners, is just insane. The contacts you have with those clubs, the special experiences like flying with AC Milan on a plane to a game that they're gonna play, going to VIP match experiences, winning signed jerseys just like these two. I mean, it's absolutely insane what Sorare can bring you. And I can promise you, if you love football, you will love Sorare. So again, if you are interested, make sure to use our partner link to get that $50 discount as well. Then, one more thing as well, guys. If you want to know how Sala and I are playing within the Sorare structure, just keep an eye out on our channel and make sure to subscribe. Then one last thing about Sorare. Of course, Sorare has certain risks. These risks I'm not gonna cover totally because I just want to have this video as a positive thing. But if you are interested, make sure to click on the link in the description. Then guys, I want to end this video off with thanking you for watching this video and hopefully creating some interest for you to start your Sorare journey. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video,
then make sure to subscribe to our channel down below.
And we'll see you guys in one of our videos.
Peace.